Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
While we're waiting for others to join, would you please enter your name in the chat and the business that you're with so we can record it for our minutes? Thank you. All right, just about 8:30.
What was your request that everybody take their name in chat?
Yep, for those that are attending virtually, there we go. Heather, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Jason's online, so.
And then Kirsten DiMartino, our secretary, will record attendance. Morning, Jason.
Morning, Jason.
Morning, everybody. We'll give it just another minute, but if you'll do that and then just double check to make sure you're muted would be helpful. Thank you. For those that are just entering, if you wouldn't mind putting your name and the business that you're representing in the chat, our secretary will record attendance then. Thank you. Is that working? It's great. Okay.
Hey, Maureen Martin.
Let's see. Well, let's just give it another 30 seconds. I just saw a couple new folks jump on. Just one more time for those just entering the meeting, if you wouldn't mind adding your name and the business you're representing in the chat, and then our secretary can make note as to who's attending today. Let me know when you're caught up and then we can switch. Are you good? All right, we'll get started then. You're okay.
It's recorded.
Well, we have the comments.
Oh, true. Okay, very good. Good morning, everyone. As you can see, we are, well, maybe you can't see, but we are at the Overture Center. And I would like to just take a minute. Thank you all for attending the annual meeting for the bid. Our agenda today, we will do some welcome and some introductions. We'll talk about the bid by the numbers with the bid treasurer and GM of the Park Hotel, Jason Salas, sitting over here. And then we'll talk about growth and success with our executive director, Matt Trammell, and our recertification with Vic Villacrez, hiding a little bit in the back there. And then we're gonna open it up most importantly to questions and comments from all of you. But we do ask that you wait until the presentation's over to ask those questions. And when that time comes, if you'll raise your hand to ask those, and everyone will have, according to city rules, 3 minutes. And of course, we can revisit if we need more time. So that's the layout and the agenda for today. And once again, please stay muted. We'll get to our presentation just as soon as, as quickly and efficiently as we can. And then we'll have plenty of time for question and answers. If we do run out of time, we'll take care of those after the meeting. So let's get started. I do want to do some introductions. There are many, many people in the bid who have given of their time and their talent. And I want to recognize some of those. Your executive committee, who is for the most part here today. Meet Bradley has got more than he can say grace over at home. He's got a bunch of things going on, and so he's unable to attend. But we have Vic Villacrez, who's our past chair right here. Jason Salas, our treasurer, across the table. Next to him is Kirsten DiMartino. She's our terrific secretary. And then Jason Ilstrup is on virtually with our incredible partners at Downtown Madison, Inc. And so I wanted to recognize your executive committee, and to be truthful about the work they do is nonstop. And they bring their energy and their talents week in and week out, and we've had so many great things going on. So I want to just say thank you for your time. Thank you for all you do for the bid. You've made this organization better by being a part of it, and we're really grateful. I want to single out two of our board members, Emily Grunwald, who is also here today. There she is, just popped in, with the Overture Center. Emily heads up our events committee, which is a new committee up off the ground, helping our bid team in the office with new ideas. We've got a really robust group of folks on that committee. And then Nick Newland with Shine Advertising, who is heading up our new marketing strategy. And he's working not only with staff, but this wonderful group of folks, many of you that are on this call that attend those meetings as well. The rest of our board of directors is comprised of Heather Ewing, Jacqueline Arab, thank you, Ira Barron, Angela Titus, Alder Mike Vavir, Alder Juliana Bennett, Josie Chu, Saran Oak, Stacy Scannell, Brad Wernz, Vernon Ziegler, and Josh Berkson. So a big thank you to all of you for steering this group, again, and using your time and talents. We're just really grateful to all of you. We want to move on, and we have a few new people since the last time. Well, I guess you were at last year, just like right out of the gate. But we want to recognize our bid staff. We have one new member we want you to meet, but our team is led by Matt Trammell, our executive director, who on June 26th will be celebrating his 1-year anniversary with the bid. And again, just want to recognize you for leading this team. We have had so many new things happening. You came in, hit the ground running, and it's been a lot. And I want to recognize that. And I want to thank you for your commitment to leading our incredible organization.
Thank you.
Tim Jenkwin, I mean, what would we do without Tim? He started way back as an ambassador in 2007. He's been in this role leading our operations for the bid since, well, for 12 years now. I don't know how you do it. He keeps all the balls in the air and flawlessly and never complains, never, we could not, this machine would not run without you. And I want to recognize you and thank you for all of your work, not just the past year, but always. So thank you for your commitment. And then our new kid on the block, we're super excited to have Chris Gabert with us. I don't know if you can see Chris. There she is. She is our events and program manager on the job now for
1 month.
1 month.
Right.
But the amount of energy and excitement that she's brought and new ideas, she has got incredible experience and we're just getting started. So she's getting situated, but if you are interested in helping with events, programming, sponsorship partners, reach out to Chris and find out what's available and how you can help. So again, thank you to our incredible team. Really appreciate all you do. We're going to talk a little bit briefly about the mission of the bid. Who are we? What do we do? Our mission is to increase the vitality and health of the district and promote the businesses within it. Who are our stakeholders? They are property owners, business owners, district residents, Madisonians, day trippers, folks that come in for the weekend. They might have seen Madison on Top Chef and they're coming in, but of course also all of our employees and other workers. What are some of the actions that the bid takes care of? And one of the primary things is to market the bid as a whole, the entire district. We're also, we have our welcoming center at the 400 block and our info center at the top of State Street. So we try between that and our marketing to offer a welcoming environment to everybody. We develop programming that attracts visitors and residents, and we're going to get into a little bit more about that with Matt now with the new 400 to 600 block pedestrian mall. Which is really exciting. If you haven't been there, make sure that you get down there and see the incredible community artwork. Outreach on the issues that affect the district and developing community relations. And then just for your review, for some of you, or if you're new, so that you know where the district actually lies, and everything in the green is the bid. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of it with our executive director, Matt Trammell.
Thank you, Peggy, for the warm introduction, and thank you everybody for being with us. So I really just wanted to go through some of the things that we're seeing in the current moment in the bid, and some of the things that we're working on for the future. As the bid sits now, there's 226 parcels of land owned by by the property owners, roughly 364 businesses in 393 spaces right now. And again, we're not talking about the office. That really is all the first floor retail, the restaurants, the entertainment venues. So right now, and I think this is probably an enviable occupancy rate, for other downtowns across the country, but we're sitting at 92.6% occupied, which really is, all the way back from the pandemic and from some of the vacancies that we saw, in the early 2020s. And then you'll see, and this is a dynamic list. It changes frequently because there's a lot of new businesses coming out, and there are some going out, or there's some that are moving. But you can see on the left, roughly 10 new businesses that have opened or that are about to open. And it really is a nice mix of not only retail, but you have a new art gallery with the Carnelian, some hair studio, the Guild, which is a gaming venue. And of course, there's 3 new venues that are going to open at OLIV. So I think we're doing much better now that we kind of got through the pandemic. So in 2023, you'll see some of the big headline numbers here. We hosted 67 public programs and events, 112 participating businesses. So those are businesses that are in the bid. Many of those are repeat over different events, but they come out and are at many of the events and programming that we host. Over 150 vendors from of course Madison Night Market and other events and programming that we host. 60,000 downtown map and guides have been distributed. You all know that program. There's still value in a paper map, and they move pretty quickly. The ambassador to business contacts, I think that's kind of an important thing that really we don't talk enough about. But these are times when bid ambassadors really are going into the businesses, talking to them about issues that are happening in the bid or on the street, and really asking for their participation and giving them awareness of things that are happening. You'll see the event attendees, 84,896 from last year. Those are Placer AI, which is a new tool that I'll share a little bit more about. And that's not all. I'll explain the nuance on some of these numbers in the future, but again, obviously a strong number for people coming to our events. Event partners, these are many of the community partners that we work with, 49 of them in the past year, and then 26,000 plus public support interactions. Again, these are times when one of the ambassadors are actually helping somebody on the street to navigate the bid, and we think that's really an important number to highlight. So a little bit more about Placer AI. This is a new tool that we've invested alongside TMI, and we're finding kind of new and interesting ways to use it. But essentially, it's advanced foot traffic analysis, and it really kind of gives you an idea for who's on the street, when they're on the street, and you're trying to derive from that what is driving them there. So we actually have been working with the TMI research team to look into all of our events from 2021 through 2023. 2021 was a little bit skewed. Obviously, we know why we didn't include 2020 in here. But what we found is that 484,000 plus visitors came to the bid during our events, and these are during the hours of our events. And so what you see is steady and continued growth since the pandemic, and of course we hope that and expect that to continue. So this is showing the average dwell time that people are actually spending at our events, and again, of those 2021 through 2023 events, and some of them well, the Night Market, of course, Lunar New Year, Live and Local, Elements, that's a Sunday electronic music festival, classic guitars. All of these events, people are coming to them and they're spending time. Now, 71 minutes on the Night Market might look a little bit low, but when you understand that's actually measuring, roughly 20,000 people, that's a different skew than, maybe somebody spending a 2-hour movie night with us. And then you can kind of see the disbursement of when they're there. And of course, not totally unexpected, but you can see the most attendance in the very early evening. And then what we're trying to do here is show our event attendance or the number of visitors who are at our events, the average of them, versus what a comparable day would be in a regular week. So we looked at the actual off days, of days that we don't have events, and compared them to the days that we did have events. And so that's what you will see. We know that the events are driving people to visit downtown. And we know that some of them drive people more, right? So not only do we look at this information to tell us, which events are doing really well, we're also going to take a look at this information and see, maybe there's some events that we should think about altering or bringing, new ideas. So it really is helping us do a little bit more of a deep dive. And I would say that we're just kind of scratching the surface with this data. It's a newer tool that we continue to develop within the organization. So if you have data sets that you would like us to check out, we're more than willing to help figure that out and see if we can share some of that information out to any of you bid stakeholders. So a little bit about the things that we do on a daily basis in the bid. Of course, our ambassador program is incredibly important to us. You see many of them down below. It's a wonderful group. I know many of you know them well, but they of course staff the information booth up at the top upstate in the visitors center at Peace Park. And then of course they really are focused on not only helping people navigate, but helping them get them to the right local businesses that they're looking for. And again, 24,000 plus times in 2023, we had our ambassadors talking face to face with somebody in the bid, helping them get around. We have some welcome programs, that we think are important to our success too. So when you're a new business, you get a packet that really explains what the bid is, what we do, understands how we, helps understand how we communicate with them, how they can get information, and really are just there for them to answer any questions. And then the welcome gift bag program during the holidays. Of course, we give out over 1,000 of those bags. Are full of local coupons to some of the bid businesses, and so we think those are really a nice way to make sure everybody kind of gets out and about and understands what we do. And the downtown e-gift program, this is another one that we're just now starting to kind of scratch the surface on what we can do with this. Currently, we have 60 plus downtown businesses who are using this program, but it really is free and easy for the businesses to use. And so we are always excited to sign up more businesses. But when this e-gift card is given to a recipient, they're able to take it to any of the participating businesses. And really, it's a great way to drive business right to your doorstep. And to date, the program has generated over $150,000 in sold gift cards. We really think this is great for corporate giving, particularly at the holidays. So we're trying to connect, with more of the larger business community in Madison to make sure they know about this program and that they can help also drive some of this traffic. If you are looking for more information about that, visit downtownmadison.com/shop or contact Tim Jenglin. So bid events and programming, this is really where we kind of are most known. There's some simple goals that we're trying to create events, create programming that's for everybody, that is really showcasing the downtown as a welcoming, vibrant place. So really want people to spend as much time here as possible. So the activation of our public spaces, increasing the public use of the positive use of public spaces and enhancing those areas for the community is really what we focus on day to day with our programming. And we want it to be intentionally broad. We want it to be all ages, family friendly. We never want anybody to feel excluded. So we take great pride in trying to address that and making sure that it is a fun place for everybody to be. And then the programming that happens a lot in the summer. Of course, you have a lot of student groups and children who are out of school for the summer coming down, and so we really try to make sure that we're providing activities and entertainment that are free and open to all. And then you'll see some of the more recent events over the past 2 or 3 years. Of course, Lunar New Year, which we do in February, and the community performance stage that we have at the Madison Night Market last year that had the Ho Chunk storytelling, the Chinese lion dance and Japanese taiko drumming. We have the Hmongdae downtown, hip hop downtown, and then the movie night with Midwest Mujeres. We really try to bring in as much entertainment for all audiences as possible. The community that we're building down here is important to us, and it really doesn't operate at all without our partners at the City of Madison. So we work really closely with all of the departments that you see on the screen. Of course, GSSBA, the Greater State Street Business Association, is a close partner with ours, and we really want to stay as close to the State Street business community and the First Settlement District and the square, the business on the square, to make sure we understand how we can best help and partner with you. UW-Madison, of course, is always a strong partner of ours. We work closely with them on Parent and Family Weekend and Wisconsin Welcome, UW Health System and Nurses Appreciation Week, Wisconsin Science Festival. So, we try to stay as closely connected with those groups that really are a big part of the drivers and sustainers of our community. We try to keep our community informed. So every week we send a update newsletter out to our business community, and then every month we send out an events focused newsletter to over 1,900 subscribers who have opted in to those newsletters. Currently, we're seeing about 25,000 monthly page views on the BID website. I'll talk about the website in a little bit. We have 46,000 plus followers on a range of Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn platform sites. And then the 550,000 plus monthly pedestrian impressions. Those are people that are on State Street and they're passing by the visitor center and info booth. Both great sources of information, obviously. So a couple of highlights here on our event series. The Madison Night Market, the next one is next Thursday, June 13th. So we'll hope to see you all out there. We will again have 5 markets in 2024. We were able to expand the market onto North Carroll and West Mifflin streets this year due to the vendor demand, which is based on the population on the street that we continue to see. And in fact, right now we have roughly 200 vendors vying for essentially 110 spots per market. So we try to change those out, and we think that keeps it fresh and open and fair. And then this past May 9th, our first night market of the year, Placer AI tells us that we had 20,000 plus attendees on the street, and then the average from last year was roughly 15,000. So it continues to grow. It's a great way to spend a summer evening, so we hope to see you all out there. And of course, the State Street Pedestrian Mall. You've been reading about this for a couple months now. The City of Madison really took the lead on this to make the physical structure happen. Of course, organizing the art on the street, getting the furniture out there, the 6-foot steel flamingos that you see out there. They really have opened the door for this to be something exciting and something that gives us a chance to experiment with what works and what doesn't work. And so we do have a full schedule of programming that we just announced for June. It really starts in the back half of June over the next few weeks. But just understand that we are working on a lot of other events that you're gonna see announced for July, August, September, and then all the way through mid-October. So stay tuned to our social channels, stay tuned to flocktostate.com where you can find updated event calendars. But you know, the simple goal is to make sure that we are again getting people down there to enjoy really one of the most unique 3-block stretches really anywhere around the country and have a place on State Street and see what happens when we really allow the people to kind of take it over and have some fun with it. So it is an experiment. So we'd love to hear any ideas that anybody else has so we can try to incorporate that into some of the program. And then of course, Shine On Madison is our annual holiday event. It really is a 6-week marketing and light campaign that we do to support the small business community at the holiday time. And you know, I think we'll be looking for some new adventures and new holiday fun this year. And again, certainly would love to have any and all ideas from anybody on this call and anyone around the community about other ways we can kind of expand this program going into the 2024 holiday season. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our treasurer, Jason Salas, for a little walk through the numbers.
Thanks, Nat.
Yep.
All right, hello, everybody. So thank you for coming out today. There's a lot of friends and colleagues on this call and in this meeting, so if you have any questions, I hope you'll ask them of me. I am presenting today the 2024 budget. On the left, excuse me, is the budget. On the right is the actual. I think everybody can see what I can see. We're doing top of waves here, but I did want to point out a couple of things. You'll see that the budget for fundraising, the special assessment, is about half of the total fundraising. And like all member-driven organizations, either the majority or the plurality of fundraising would be through the members. But the goal is to try and match that with alternative funding 1-to-1. The partnerships and sponsorships at $125,000 are the most ambitious supplementals, but we're already more than 25% there with commitments, almost 30% to that goal already. So as we look, the member dues are all basically accounted for, and the rest of the fundraising has to come through. But you'll be able to track that because that is the progress we'll be making. On the expense side, you can see we've spent a corresponding amount of money. About half, a little less than half of the budget's been spent, and that's on track. There's one line maybe under expenses called welcoming environment, and that is an umbrella that includes the ambassadors' salaries, any non-holiday lighting or planting, any decorations, those funds all come from there. Okay, the administration line is largely payroll, largely. Okay. All right, folks, that's a real simple overview. Any questions? I agree. Thank you.
I'll take that. And then, you know, Jason mentioned our downtown partners and sponsors. This is new this year. We, to my knowledge, had not had this in the past, but there are many businesses outside of the district who have interest in partnering with us and love what we do. So we thank MG&E, Don's Home Furniture, Bubblers, Steve Brown Apartments. We have 2 media partners, Isthmus and Wisconsin Public Radio. And we also have event sponsors. So they come in, the partner levels are a little bit higher, but the event sponsors, you know, we can customize just about for any price range, and that our events, a team and our staff are working with folks to do those kind of one-off sponsorships. So for example, Josh Bergson gave a wonderful list of folks that he works with that, you know, have a vested interest in the success of our downtown. And so we'll call and follow up with them and see if we can turn them into partners, which is always the goal. And that's how we'll reach our $125,000 budgeted goal. Anything else on that?
No.
Okay, great. And then, as I mentioned, Mead could not be with us today, all kinds of things going on, we wish him well. Mead is our vice chair, by the way, and he is with ULI. And so, were you gonna?
Yeah, I can take
Okay,
this.
Matt's gonna take this slide and then Vic's gonna help us with the timeline for recertification.
Yeah, and I see that we're up against the hour, but we will keep this open for questions that are in the queue. So I just want to briefly say that. But anyway, these are really some forward-looking things that are in our right in front of us right now. We know that downtown Madison continues to be a really growth hotspot. We everything that we read and understand, particularly with our friends at DMI, is that we expect 10,000 new residents to be moving here into downtown by 2030. So again, we are looking at foot traffic data and trends analysis to make us smarter about when and why and where they are, so that we can understand things that we can do to enhance that experience. The State Street Pedestrian Mall, it is an experiment, but as we look really to the next 5 years, our goal is to make that a permanent thing. And so we really want to understand from the business owners on the street, from the community, how well it worked, if there's ways that we need to change it, so that it could be something more permanent. That's what we're gonna focus on. And then we're also taking a look at a new opportunity to potentially activate the Jeff 3 Plaza building, plaza, which is really cat a corner from the Great Dane on King Street. There's a plaza there that we're working to activate. We think we can get some live entertainment over there, which would really put some nice focus on that side of the bid. And recently we just moved Lunchtime Live, our summer midday concert series, over to the King Street walkway. Our first one was on Tuesday. Saw a great crowd over there. There's a lot of people out. So please continue to share that with the business community here. Make sure that people know about it and get people getting lunch at the wonderful establishments that are over there for that event. And then making some investments into digital marketing. We will be developing a new website that's going to be much more responsive to the business community. We'll feature a lot more content that is specific to some of the things that we enjoy down here: dining, and the arts and culture, shopping, events and programs. And then the last thing I would say is that we will be close participants with DMI in a downtown strategic visioning plan that really is about growth in the future. So just a few things that we're working on as we look towards the next 5 years.
Okay, Jason, thank you. My name is Victor Villacrez. I'm a resident representative on the board. I'm going to go over the recertification. I'm going to go over the what and the why. So recertification is a process where we get to choose if we go forward. Happens every 5 years, and we're up for it this year. So the next recertification period will be January to 25 to December 2029. It requires an affirmative vote from the majority of the bid property owners. Every parcel in the bid district gets a vote. So you'll be getting mail from the city clerk soon, July 1st. The process is to fill it out and send it back in. It's relatively easy by Friday, August 2nd. So you get about a month to fill it back in. As it says here, only return ballots are counted. So it's important that you get all the ballots back in on time. We're the only bid in Madison. As Matt was saying, we are a community of passionate individuals, passionate about our downtown. And I was on the first meetings back in, before we started the bid, and the one thing that has been, constant between before the bid and now is that we are very passionate about our downtown, so that's great. It's been working for over 20 years. We've recertified ourselves, I think 4 times. So we hope, that you both vote for the recertification of the bid coming up here, and, that is the why of what we're doing. So, thank you for that. Again, if you have questions, we'll be answering those, moving forward.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vic. Appreciate that. So, it is that time. We actually ended up just a little bit early, and I know that we gave you all just a ton of information. We're hoping that you have questions, comments, feedback. We do ask that you use the raise hand function to be recognized, just to keep, so everybody can be heard. And then, of course, we have the city 3-minute provision. Certainly, we circle back if it's something that requires more time. So I'm gonna ask Tim, I guess, you can monitor the raise hand function, and if you have questions, now is the time. We'd be happy to answer.
Yeah, where's the raise your hand function?
Yeah, I'm
Well-
looking too. Let's see.
Well, we hear you, so if you'd like to ask a
Why don't
question.
you go to more?
It's under the React.
Okay, we're gonna get there, but do you have a question?
Yeah, this is Cliff Fisher calling from East Main Street. How do I get on the bid board?
Oh, we love that.
I'm making a note right now.
No, we will, Cliff, thank you, we will be in touch.
Oh, you said that the last time.
Well, I never said that,
Sorry,
but,
dude.
okay, well,
I have it noted. We'll
I-
take care of that. We will reach out to
we
you.
absolutely will be in touch.
Thank you for that. That's
When will
great.
that be? When will that be?
I can call you later today. Let's,
All right.
um, can you type in my email address, Peggy@sbmbrands.com? Cliff, we're putting my email address in the chat. I don't have access to that right now. Can you email me and then we'll start the conversation?
I'll just call my office, 608-294-7000.
Okay, I am in a conference most of the day, but I will reach out to you either today or first thing tomorrow.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. Other questions? Are there any topics that you would want more information on? Not seeing any. Wow.
Okay, everyone gets the purpose, everyone gets the impact.
We must have been so thorough.
All right.
That's amazing.
I would just say, we're not hard to find. Reach out to us at any time. We're down here every single day, like you all are, and more than happy to come have coffee, talk about any of the issues that you're seeing. Love to talk about ideas about how we can be better and what we do, how we can better support what it is that you do. But really to go back to Vic's point, to Peggy's point, to Jason, you see everybody here in the room, you see everybody on the call. This is a group who is dedicated to making sure that our downtown is the best downtown in the entire country. That's not hyperbole. We are, and we're gonna continue to be. And so, we only do that in service of this bid idea. So we're definitely all in this together, and we're happy to talk about ways to do anything really.
You want to take Colin's question?
Collins, that's true.
Colin is asking, are the street paintings on State Street going to be repainted?
I do know, Colin, thank you. I do know from talking to folks over at DCC, the Downtown Coordinating Committee, that they are thinking about ways to adjust those, maybe repaint them, make them better. So again, they're definitely learning as we all are about what works and what doesn't work. And I think that paint kind of worked. And so yeah, I do believe that they're gonna be repainted. Alder Verveer or Alder Bennett, if you're on, I didn't know if you had any comment on that.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mike Verveer. I believe Juliana had to depart, so I don't think she's still with us. The State Street Pedestrian Mall experiment is all located in Juliana's district, so she would likely know more than I would on that. The same question, by the way, was posed at the GSSBA meeting yesterday. So it's one that I know is very topical, and it's quite obvious and noticeable to everyone that the paint is beginning to wear off after its application only a little over a month ago. Besides from confirming the observation and appreciating your question, Colin, I don't know of any specific plans by the city at this point. As Matt referenced in his response, the Downtown Coordinating Committee is the city committee that's overseeing the experiment and the efficacy of it. And when we had our briefing a few weeks ago, there wasn't a plan presented yet at that point in terms of dealing with the paint. So I guess bottom line is stay tuned, but we're obviously all well aware of it.
Yeah, Colin, and I will follow up with Dan McAuliffe and his team over at DCC and get back to you on that.
Curious if anyone would care to share what their initial thoughts are on the pedestrian mall. Like it, love it, changes, any thoughts that anyone wants to share? Okay,
Could I add something, Peggy?
please.
If anyone, oh, wait, does Jacqueline have her hand raised? No? I don't wanna talk over
Speak
Jacqueline.
up, Jack.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, if anyone who's listening in on this is interested in influencing the direction of the bid or helping the bid tackle certain projects or tasks, there are committees. You don't have to join the board if that's too much of a commitment. You could just jump on a committee, help us out with a specific thing that we're working on, and that would still, you would still put your fingerprints all over this effort.
That's right.
And again, the three committees are events. Marketing events is led by Emily Grunwald as our chair. Nick Newland chairs our marketing committee. And then we are going to start a real estate committee. We're working we've got so many things to tackle, but in the next coming 30 to 60 days, we'd anticipate that those would be quarterly meetings for anyone interested in real estate in the bid. Jacqueline, you unmuted. Do you have a question or? If you're speaking, we can't hear you. I don't know.
We do have a question from Steve.
Hang on one sec. Let's see if you're unmuted, but we're unable to hear you, Jacqueline. While you work on that, we're gonna move on to Stephen, just for the moment, asking if, have you seen increased numbers in the pedestrian blocks? Are you referring to the 400 to 600,
Right.
I assume?
It's already.
Yeah, so
Okay,
yeah, thank you for that question, Stephen. We have not yet specifically looked at that with our Placer AI data, but we certainly will be. So yeah, we will be taking a close look and really sharing that analysis with the Downtown Coordinating Committee and with anybody who wants to be informed, but just know that that is absolutely the intent.
and Jacqueline just popping back in, we note you're unmuted, but we can't hear you if you're speaking. So maybe if you would want to, you could put it in the chat and then we'd read it out loud. Does that work? All right. Any other questions, comments, observations, curiosities? Anything?
Can I just piggyback on Steve Zanoni's question.
Sure.
We don't have the efficacy metrics yet for that, but we do have the ability to collect that through Placer AI. We'll be able to measure the delta. Okay,
Yes.
cool, okay.
Yes.
we do.
And the question is there a link to join the committees? There is not a link. If you scroll up, there we go. You can reach out to Matt
Yep.
or myself, and we let us know what committee you're interested in. And we will reach right back out to you and make sure that you're part of the invitations for those.
Those committees are formally informal. So yeah, just send us a note, we will get you plugged in.
Yeah, events meets right in this office, as a matter of fact. Thanks, Emily, again, for hosting those, and then we generally meet marketing over at Shine Madison, so they're pretty convenient. Any other questions?
Jacqueline, one last shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's speaking and we can't.
Maybe she's not.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Go put her in.
All right, well, as always, again, you have our email addresses in the chat. We're finishing a bit early today, but if there's questions that perhaps you didn't want to ask, you know, in front of the group, please reach out. You know, one of the things that has been the goal of this executive committee and our board in general is always transparency and always to make sure everyone feels connected. And you know, we jokingly say it's an all skate, and so if you're my age or older, you know exactly what that is. And if you're younger, that's back in the day when we had roller rinks, it was an all skate, so everybody skated. But that's really what we are working to do, is bring us all together. We've noticed just probably, you know, within the last year that the more ideas, the better. And there's things that places you might visit. I went to Boston a couple weeks ago and took a bunch of cool pictures of things that we might consider here. So, you know, all of those ideas are incredibly important to how we move forward together. So please bring them on. Reach out to Matt, reach out to myself, reach out to other staff or board. There's no dumb ideas. There's always good ones. So we appreciate all of you for all that you do. Please continue to reach out to us, follow on social media, share all the things going on in the bid. That's a huge help. But we appreciate all you do. And so from everybody here, we hope you have a great day.
Thanks.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you,
everybody.
everybody.